61.5.
Okay. So the important thing is that we're saying that we know something about the angles. Now, it's actually the angle across from that we care about, but that's just a side point here. So which is larger? Is the 10 larger, or is the 3x plus 4 larger? Like, which is across from the larger angle?
Uh, I
Which is
think
larger?
10.
Yes. So 10 is larger than 3x plus 4, or maybe you could say 3x plus 4 is less than 10. That's what you're trying to glean from this, if you will. And then you have to solve that inequality. Um, do you remember how to solve something like this?
I think so. It's similar to,
Yeah, you're going to subtract 4 from both sides. 3x is less than 6, divide by 3. And so x must be less than 2. Did you guys talk about, though, that the sides have to be positive?
yeah.
So you actually also have to solve this one as well. You'll find that x is greater than negative 4/3. So it's not just that this is the answer, because that means x could be like negative 5, which would not be okay. Um, so the result here is that x is between negative 4/3 and 2. Is that okay? Clear?
Yeah.
All right, because we've got a bunch more to do now like that. I know the first one sometimes takes a lot of time, but that's necessary to. Okay. Um, so I'll try to help navigate these, but you're gonna have to solve the inequalities. We need to figure out the angle measure. I'll call it y. How can we figure out angle measure y there? What do we know about y and 87?
They're right angles, or they have the same measure.
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, I know it looks that way, but what do they add up to? They're a linear
Oh,
equation.
180.
Okay, so could you solve that for y, please?
Sure. 93.
Okay, so which is greater, the 93 or the 87?
93.
So the side across from it is greater. 5x plus 3 is greater than 18.
Yeah.
So go ahead and solve that for us, please.
X equals 3.
Okay, but it's x, it's an inequality. So is it greater than or less than? What symbol goes?
Oh, 3 is less than.
Yeah. You want to read it though from left to right. So x is greater than 3.
Okay.
All right, good job on that. We will continue here. Um, Okay. So, where's the X? Um, any idea where, like, there's something missing?
Yeah,
Let's just call it X because that'll make it a lot faster. Which side is bigger, the X or the 39?
the 39.
So 39 is greater than X, but we know that X is less than 39. And then I didn't do this in the last one. Should we actually go back and fix that? Um, X also has to be bigger than 0. So we actually do need to go back to 2, and we have to set 5x plus 3 greater than 0. And the reason is we have to make sure that the side is actually positive. So you'll find that x is greater than -3/5. These are all supposed to be compound inequalities. All right. Let me know when you get all that down. We'll talk about number 4.
All right.
Okay. Number 4 says a crocodile opens his jaw at a 30-degree angle. So let's say that's 30 degrees. Closes the jaw and then opens it at 36 degrees. Which case is the distance between the tip of his upper jaw and the tip of his lower jaw greater? Basically, they're asking you to compare these two. Which is greater?
Why?
Yes. So, and it's the hinge theorem. The explain is the hinge theorem. I would get something down that says that, and then if you need me to, I can look it over. You have all that down?
Yeah.
Okay. So for number 5 here, I quickly found a analog clock uh, calculator. You can visually see it here. But that's not a very good snip. Do you still have the analog clocks in the classrooms? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about here.
Oh
Do you have
yeah,
anything like that?
those
Yeah, do you still have those in the classroom?
sometimes.
All right, so the I felt like those were a staple of like higher education is to have these clocks in there. All right, so here's the other one. So here 220, here's 225. Hopefully you can answer the question now.
Yeah, it'd be
Um,
225.
Without drawing it, it's hard to know. Because I'd maybe give you one like 110 or something, to see if you, or 115 to see if you can figure it out. You might say why again, it's the hinge theorem, bigger angle between, something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so back to actually doing some problems here. This is the core of what we're doing. Okay, so these are going in reverse now. It's like, which is the bigger side, which is the bigger angle? Is 23 bigger or is 22 bigger?
23.
So that means it's bigger. 75 is going to be bigger than x minus 13. So you have to be able to solve this. And then you also have to say that x minus 13 is greater than 0. You could do it all together, but I mean, I'll leave that up to you. I'm not sure that you gain much from complicating it like that.
80 is greater than x.
Okay, so let's get a compound inequality where x, what's on the other side?
13.
Good. All right, so you're kind of getting a feel for this. Maris, do you feel like you've got a good understanding of what's going on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like you to try number 7 on your own.
Okay.
How are you doing on this one?
Pretty good. I have X, hold on. 26 is greater than X, and X is greater than 8.
The 26,
Yeah,
you got it. Good job on that. All right, next one is very similar. Very, very similar here. It's like once you see a few and you get the pattern here, you just have to kind of get going. So it's like 4 versus 6, which is bigger, and then you write the inequality from there. So will you give this one a try? And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And then we'll
sure.
go on to something new here, maybe. How are you doing on this one?
Uh, pretty good. I've got 12 is greater than y, but the
So it should be that 43 is greater than 4y minus 5, and then when you solve that, y will be less than 12. Does that look, you said y greater than 12. Maybe you meant this, I'm not sure.
oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, now the other side of this is that the angle 4y minus 5 has to be greater than 0.
I keep doing that thing where I do it wrong. I guess hard to explain.
It's two scenarios. You do set up the inequality, but then you have to um you have to then also make sure that it's greater than 0.
5/4
Yeah.
for
So what's
the
the so yeah, that you have to include both as part of your final inequality here. That's why you're doing it, to get both numbers, one on the left, one on the right for this.
right.
Okay, feel like you've got that down.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go to a new question here. Looks like we'll just have some time at the end. I've got some other types of problems that they typically ask you. Not that difficult, but they're more the test questions. So angle MLN. So I'm gonna label the other angles A, B, C, and D. Which is MLN?
a
It is letter A. Okay. So and then how about OLN?
uh D.
Actually, that's not fair to you. The O is supposed to be there. Yeah, it is D. Okay. So which is bigger, the 99 or the 95?
The 99.
Right. So the angle there, so that's the MONL is greater than MLN. So it's like the measure of angle ONL, whatever that is. We don't know what that is. Sorry, ONL is, I let you talk me into that. It is down here, but it's still
Um,
across from the 97. So it's still bigger. That's larger than the measure of angle MLN. But there's like a little bit more that you have to add in here, which is that they're both greater than 0. Is that okay?
yeah,
All right. All right, so the legs of an isosceles triangle with a 65-degree vertex angle. So that's something like this. That's 65 degrees. That's the vertex angle. Are congruent to the sides of an equilateral triangle. So basically they're saying like these are the same. I mean, this is the same. The equilateral triangle 60, 60, and 60. Okay. So maybe
Okay.
get that drawing down, and then we can proceed with the next part of this.
All right.
So the next thing here is like sometimes it's good to just put numbers in. Like I'm gonna call this 10 and 10, 10 and 10 and 10. What is the perimeter of the one on the right?
30.
30. Now on the left here, what we have to decide is if this the side across from 65, is it 11 or is it 9? Meaning like, is it bigger or smaller than this one?
It's bigger, so 11.
So we know that the perimeter of the one on the left is bigger than the one on the right. So how do you say that? That's just another, hinge, you know, figuring out how you want to write the hinge theorem. You okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the problem that I'm thinking of that a lot of teachers give, and we'll do some more worksheet problems, but the one I'll make sure we cover is they'll give you a triangle like this. They'll tell you it's triangle A, B, C, and they'll tell you that this is like 57 degrees and that this is 61 degrees. And they ask you to put the segments in order, like which is bigger than which. I don't know if you have seen something like this in class. Does that look at all familiar? Maybe something you saw today.
Not not yet.
Okay, so the way to the path here is to figure out the missing angle C. What is the, can you tell me how you would find the missing angle C?
Add up the two other angles,
Yep.
then subtract that from 180.
Okay.
Okay, we got 118.
Let me know the missing angle here.
Oh, sure. 62.
62. Okay. So now which is the biggest angle?
62.
So which is the biggest side, which is the one across from it? So which side is the biggest?
Uh, BC.
No.
Oh. Oh, right. AB.
Okay, so AB is the biggest, and then what's the next biggest? Or you can give me the smallest.
A. Or the AB is the, or no, hold on. The AC is the second smallest,
Okay. The one right in the middle, the just right.
and then BC is the smallest.
Yes. Okay. Do you feel like you understand now how you would do a problem like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other type of problem that you will see is they'll give you a triangle and they'll tell you that this is 7, 9, and 8. This is E and F and G. And you have to figure out which angle measure is the biggest or which is the smallest. And they'll say to put it in order. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I would like you to put, and you gotta draw these arrows. Which one's the biggest? Which one's the smallest?
The biggest is E, the smallest is G.
Okay, so it'd be like measure of angle E greater than measure of angle F greater than
Yeah,
measure of angle G. So those are the
yeah.
two types of problems that you tend to see on tests, along with the ones we were doing today, but I figured I'd throw that in there. So, all right, let's do a couple more problems here. You've got to decide, which angle is bigger, so which side is bigger. Let's see what you come up with.
38. Okay.
So the 12x minus 7 is greater than the 3x plus 2. This one's a little bit different than the others. So you're going to first solve this, but then 3x plus 2 has to be greater than 0, and 12x minus 7 has to be greater than 0. So you actually have three inequalities to solve. So I'd like you to solve all three of these and let me know your result, please.
Okay, so I have x is greater than 7/12.
Okay, good.
I also have x is greater than minus 2/3,
Good.
and x is greater than 1. I don't know how to
Yeah.
put them all together.
Yeah, this one's pretty tough. The main thing, this is the main one. This one has to be true. Okay, so that's where you start. And then x is greater than 1. That's fine. There's actually some other stuff going on here, which because we don't know the other side, we can't do. But you're going to learn that the two sides have to always be greater than the other. But you can only do this if you know the other three sides. So there's that you've done as far as you can. You've basically gone as far as you can go, and that's probably where you're going. But I never kind of know for sure. Um, what you guys are doing, direction you're going. Everyone's kind of a little bit different when where they're at in their English class. So, all right, we're gonna stop here for today. Good job.